Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Why is Belly the Way She Is. Also, if you hear a bunch of noises, that is my brother playing his guitar, but we're just gonna ignore that. So I have once again taken notes on this entire debacle and I'm just gonna read through them, recap with you guys. At this point, we have 3 episodes left, so I couldn't do episode 7 last week, too busy. I'm so happy that you decided to spend this time with me. A lot has happened in episodes 7 and 8 that I want to touch base on real quick. It's Belly and Jeremiah's respective bachelor and bachelorette parties, so there's a lot of going on, a lot of partying, a lot of drinking, and Belly is stressing out about this wedding. And there is a beachside confession that has torn the internet in two with all the edits. We know that Conrad took Laurel out for dinner to convince her to join the wedding festivities, which ended up being successful because Laurel did eventually say yes. Belly finds out that Conrad is the reason for Laurel being the part of the wedding festivities, because Taylor eventually admits that, oh, it wasn't me that did it. It wasn't me that talked to Laurel. She finds this out and confronts Conrad outside about this revelation. She's being particularly rude about it. Again, we're dissecting this character and there's so much wrong with Belly's character. We know this. You guys know that I know this. And he tells her, of course I did it. Are you happy? The bachelor and bachelorette parties are so polarizing in that Jeremiah is having the time of his life, getting drunk, partying, and Belly is thinking about Conrad the entire time. All over TikTok, people were saying that she's making Bonrad edits in her head, which is so funny. She's stressing out majorly over this life decision. It's not a one and done thing. It's the finality of this decision is just insane. At 21 years old, mind you. I'm 23 and I couldn't imagine getting married for another few more years, and this girl is 21. So Jeremiah is such a sloppy drunk, knocking over some alcohol on Conrad's shirt and even laughing with his friends when they're talking about the whole Lacey Barone Cabo situation. Like, he is not being serious at all whatsoever. He's just laughing and being jokey about it. He didn't even try to diffuse the conversation. He just went along with it because that's the type of guy he is. Reason number 1,000 why Jeremiah is such a sleazebag. The peak moment of this scene is when Conrad sees the group talking about the cheating and he puts two and two together and he finds out the big truth. Jeremiah even locked the door, and a lot of speculation and discussion is happening on this online where if Jeremiah was really drunk, would he even think to close the door? Like, you gotta think about that. And he can't even hold his liquor. So we come to the conclusion that he wasn't really drunk when cheating on her. It was intentional. It was twice. It wasn't a mistake. Something to think about. And Conrad is obviously enraged at hearing this news, and he goes to the bathroom to confront Jeremiah, but he's too busy puking his guts out. And later, when Belly is dancing at the club with her girls, she starts having flashbacks of Conrad, like I said, making a Bonrat edit, as the TikTok girlies have said. This leads to her running for air in the bathroom, which if I needed air, I would just run outside, but whatever. Taylor goes with her to comfort her. Belly's having like a panic attack at this point because she reveals to Taylor that all she's ever pictured is Conrad, not all this wedding mess up and just all this unnecessary stuff. She doesn't want the extra frills and unnecessary circumstances that have plagued this entire wedding. And also, I want to take a moment to talk about Steven and Denise because a TikToker made a good point about this. I don't know her but this is the point she made. She said, why build up all this chemistry of Steven and Denise for them to just kiss, and then Denise says it's like kissing a plant? Like, I don't know, I just feel like that was kind of weird. I did agree with that sentiment. Like, why? What? Anyways, Taylor tells Denise at the club to move forward with their relationship prior to this happening. Like, she says, you can do what you want, girl, it's fine, I give you my blessing. And I feel like that was very emotionally mature of her, something that we have not really seen of Taylor at all, really, up until this point. She's acted very childish towards Steven, and everything else. And Lucinda, yay, we love her, calls Taylor, asks how everything is going, and Taylor admits that Steven and Denise are hanging out together, and Lucinda, being the way she is, she's like, no, why don't you go with him? Why don't you go with him? And Taylor comes to the conclusion that she just wants Steven to be happy and to stop their back and forth. And she's like, yeah, that's the way it is. That's the way it's going to be now. Who knows what's going to happen? So very, very, it's a win for Taylor in my book. Another thing that I thought was very rude and disrespectful is Adam bringing his former mistress, Kaylee, to the entire, event. I'm just like, what? Such a disrespect to Susanna, because cousins to her was that sacred place, and for him to bring his mistake to there, nah, I didn't really like it. So now we are caught up on episode 8, which is Belly listening to a voice memo from Jeremiah apologizing for not meeting at the beach last night, which, as we know, Conrad confessed his undying love to her on the beach, and she was not taking it, of course, because she's in denial and she is delusional. And she gets out of bed, she finds Conrad in the living room, and they go at it. Conrad finally finds his voice, which I love that for him. He's always like held in what he really wants to say. So him and Belly just have a back and forth that is just, wow, it's crazy. Conrad apologizes for confessing his love for her, and Belly fires back saying he shouldn't play with people's feelings and some other nonsense that I can't make sense of right now. It's just, her whole argument is just not founded in logic. Belly denies everything, and Conrad brings up all the intimate moments they've shared in the past 4 years, little snippets of time. Basically everything since Christmas, those little moments that they've shared that we've seen in the show. Taylor just happens to run into Conrad on the way back from a run. She has given Belly the wrong advice all these years about her going with Jeremiah. She's the CEO of Team Jellyfish, whatever, stupid. She advises him to keep his distance from Belly, and Conrad pushes back, standing on business and telling Taylor that he is in love with her and knows she feels the same way. And yeah, honestly, Taylor up to this point has given Belly really bad advice regarding her love life. Like, it's just not there. Belly and Taylor are later seen at the spa. Annika's getting a massage somewhere off camera, and Belly is worried about what Conrad is going to pull. She thinks Conrad is going to just do something crazy and yell object at the wedding or whatever. And he's highly reactive right now with his love confession. With the wedding rehearsal in full swing, she heads to the country club after, and she is not happy to see Conrad talking there with Steven. The dinner is laughable mainly because of all the tension and drama that is present. Belly and Conrad are staring daggers at each other. They're just not happy right now. Adam and Kaylee are loving up on each other. Taylor is shifting her focus on being more single and content, which is honestly the win that I needed to see this season. This is such a net positive for her, right? Jeremiah's toast to the wedding twists the knife even further when he does a toast and he says to Conrad, "Thank you for your loyalty." And I had to giggle. I had to laugh. That was so funny. Conrad's facial expressions are just so on point because he wants to smirk so bad. Like, it was just great. And to no one's surprise, Jeremiah accepts a job offer from Adam without telling Belly, and it's the inconvenience, right? She's obviously annoyed by this, and once again folds to his preferences and wishes, which she acts the exact opposite of that with Conrad. Conrad politely declines on going out with Belly and Jeremiah for ice cream, noticing Belly subtly like shake her head no, pleading for him not to do anything rash. And then another plot point that I hinted at earlier was Steven and Denise not feeling any chemistry because they were testing the waters to see if they could potentially be romantically involved. And they kiss, and there's nothing there. So they come to the conclusion that we can just be business partners. We don't have to be with each other. And which is weird because they were literally flirting a few episodes ago. So anyways, Belly is in shambles about everything that's going on and finally confesses to Jeremiah about Conrad's beachside confession. And Jeremiah, of course, obviously grows very macho and is like, what's going on? What's going on? The next morning bodes for disaster because Jeremiah is nowhere to be found. Not in his room, not in the house. Belly goes to the country club and is trying to make this wedding work. No sign of him yet. And then Steven blows up at Conrad, blaming him for everything that has happened so far. He's like, did you really think she was going to change her mind? Like, all that stuff. But here's the thing. Steven and them, nobody's really up to date on all the therapy and work Conrad has done with himself. So it's like just a surprise for him when he does this. And I love the scene between Laurel and Belly, when Belly is just in tears crying and Laurel walks in the room checking on her in the bridal suite, and Belly is like, lemon jelly Belly. That is a callback to season 1 when she is about to go to the debutante rehearsal stuff, and Laurel tells her, if you want to call this off, if you want to do it, if you don't want to do it, our code word is lemon jelly Belly. So that is just a cute little reference. Conrad is frantically looking for Jeremiah, and their showdown is nothing short of epic. Jeremiah punches Conrad because he feels that communication's not enough. He has to get physical. They just have a fight, an argument, and Conrad, of course, is mature throughout the whole thing. And during season 2, when Susanna is like really sick, she's writing letters to everybody for their wedding day, I think. And if you remember, there's a scene where Susanna accidentally drops the letters on the floor and Laurel picks them up. Jeremiah does end up getting Conrad's letter, and that is because like they fell on the floor and they were switched up, and so that ended up being like a last little nail in the coffin for all of us Bond Red girlies. And all this to say, the wedding is definitely called off. Jeremiah and Belly have one last heart-to-heart in the bridal suite, and Jeremiah says, "You can't marry me to erase him," which is the smartest thing I think he's probably said in the entire series. I feel like it's just him accepting, like, he's always going to be there. You cannot marry me as a solution to that love that's felt. And now, for the cinematic moment we've all seen and cried at, Belly is about to leave for Paris, and who does she see at the airport? None other than our boy Conrad. She sees Conrad, and then the episode ends there. We are all now up to date. We're waiting for Wednesday's episode, and I don't know if it's like all 3 episodes that they were releasing on Wednesday, because it said the final 3 episodes start Wednesday, September something, I forgot. But yeah, we are all up to date on that. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below regarding this show. I honestly feel like this show is a special place in my heart because I followed it from the beginning. It's very nostalgic for me, especially season 1. So I feel like it's just that show. It may not be the best acting, it may not be the best writing, but it's drama, and I'm here for it because I'm living vicariously through these characters. And I feel like a lot of us are doing the same thing. So thank you guys so much for putting up with me and these late releases. I know, I'm such a bad YouTuber, but I'm still YouTubing. So, all right, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. I still have that vlog planned. You can follow me on TikTok. I'll put my @ right here if you guys want to see just little vlogs and bookish things, because I want to do TikTok and YouTube right now. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next vlog, next video, next book video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.